Hello and welcome. This video provides information about requesting and approving time away from work in Bronco Hub. Not all areas on campus use the absence module to request time away. Consult with your manager whether you should use Bronco Hub or another system to submit absence requests. Benefit-eligible employees accrue vacation and sick leave, and both hourly and salaried employees may request absence following the instructions outlined in this video. In Bronco Hub, time away from work is referred to as an absence, and a supervisor is referred to as a line manager. Absence requests route to your line manager for approval. The information then routes to payroll for processing. Employees who submit time cards should note that an absence requested through Bronco Hub will automatically appear on the time card for the corresponding pay period. Please note, if you are requesting an absence under the Family and Medical Leave Act, also known as FMLA, or Workers' Compensation, contact Human Resources at hrfmla@boisestate.edu. Resources mentioned here are also linked in the description section below the video. To access the absence module in Bronco Hub, first log in to myboisestate.edu and then select Bronco Hub from the menu on the left. Once you are logged in, locate and select the Me header. A group of tiles will appear below the header. Select the Time and Absences tile. We will now learn how to add an absence in Bronco Hub. To request an absence from the Time and Absences page, select the Add Absence tile. On the New Absence page, select the applicable absence type from the drop-down menu, or you may type it into the field. Your business title will auto-populate in the assignment field. If you have multiple assignments, select the applicable assignment for which you are requesting an absence. Enter the start date and end date for the absence using the calendar icon. In this example, I've selected June 19th, which is a holiday. The system alerts me to select dates that are working days, so I select June 20th as my start date. The start date and end date duration fields default to your scheduled work hours per day, which in this example is 8 hours, for a total absence duration of 16 hours. You may select to save, or save and close, or you may simply select to submit. You will receive a notice at the bottom of the page when your absence has been submitted. You will receive a Bronco Hub notification and an email confirming your submission. Likewise, your line manager will receive an email and Bronco Hub notification to review and approve or reject the request. But what if you want to take a less than full day absence? If you wish to request a partial day absence, do not edit the default hour entry in either the start date or end date duration fields. Editing these fields will not change the duration. For instance, the duration should now be 12, but remains at 16 hours. Submitting at this point will result in the wrong number of hours being subtracted from your balance. To correctly enter a partial day absence, do not change the start date and end date duration fields. Rather, select the Show Individual Dates toggle, which allows you to see each of the days included in the absence request. Select the Edit or pencil icon next to the day to edit the duration hours. Please note that on the day where partial hours are requested, the scheduled duration hours do not match the duration or requested hours. This is because the scheduled duration reflects the number of hours you are scheduled to work that day, not the absence hours you are requesting. Select Save. The edit is now reflected in the total absence duration. which is now 12 and matches the hours below. Select Submit at the top of the page. On the Existing Absences page, we see the request was submitted for the intended 12 hours and is awaiting approval by the manager. Once absence requests are submitted, an email notification is sent to approvers with a request to review and take action. Options include approve, reject, and request more information, which can be accomplished via email or Bronco Hub. Here is an example of the email request that is sent to the manager. The subject line indicates the nature of the request as well as the person who submitted it and the date of the absence. The email is system generated and the sender address will begin with eBoy. The email header contains a brief description of the request and the available actions the manager can perform. Note the impacted assignments, which here states accountant. This is important if the employee has multiple assignments. The days included in the absence request are each listed along with the hours or duration. The approval history at the bottom shows the submitter and approval workflow of the request. Select an action, send the email approval, and close out of the email notification. Once the line manager approves, rejects, or requests more information, the original requester will receive another notification. Approved absence requests will have a status of scheduled and will appear on your time card for the appropriate pay period when applicable. If you are hourly and submit a time card, be careful to not enter the absence on your time card a second time. For support with the topics in this video, visit the Payroll and Processing webpage on boisestate.edu or submit an HR ServiceNow request ticket linked below in the description of this video along with links to job aids. Thank you for watching this video on how to submit and approve a request for time away from work in Bronco Hub.